If you're running a business, you know the feeling, right? You're juggling a million things at once: finances, operations, you name it. Well, today, we're going to demystify a tool that's become a huge deal for countless businesses, especially here in Australia, MYOB. So let's dive in and figure out what it's all about. But before we get into what MYOB is, we really need to talk about the why. To really understand the solution, you've got to feel the problem first. And for so many business owners, the day-to-day reality can be, well, let's just say a little bit chaotic. So, does this look familiar? I mean, really familiar. That feeling of being totally buried in paperwork, drowning in a sea of spreadsheets that seem to multiply overnight, and that classic shoebox overflowing with receipts that you swear you're going to sort out someday. It's a super common story, but it definitely doesn't have to be your story. And that general feeling of chaos, it breaks down into these very specific, very real frustrations that honestly keep people up at night. You've got that constant low-level anxiety about tax time. Then there's the awkward, endless task of chasing clients for money they owe you, and that gut-wrenching feeling when you're not totally sure where your cash is at. On top of it all is the risk that one tiny typo, one human error could throw your entire books out of whack. It's just exhausting. All right, so we've established the struggle. The problem is clear. Now let's talk about the solution. This brings us to the hero of our story today, a tool that was literally designed to tackle these exact issues head-on. So, the big question, what is MYOB? Well, first off, the name itself is pretty great. MYOB actually stands for Mind Your Own Business. And really, that's its mission in a nutshell, to give you the tools you need to effectively run your own show. At its core, it's a powerful piece of software built specifically for small to medium-sized businesses to help them get a handle on their finances and day-to-day operations. But look, this is about way more than just swapping a physical shoebox of receipts for a digital one. The real magic here is automation. By letting the software handle all those repetitive, boring tasks, you're not just getting your time back, you are slashing the risk of human error. And what does that give you? It gives you financial numbers you can actually trust right there whenever you need them. So how does it actually do all of this cool stuff? Let's pop the hood, shall we? We're going to look at the specific tools inside the MYOB toolkit that solve those exact problems we were just talking about. Think of it as your business's new command center. Okay, remember that nightmare of chasing late payments? Well, the very first tool in the box takes a direct swing at that problem. It's all about smart invoicing. And this isn't just about making a pretty bill. It's about completely rethinking your cash flow so you can get paid faster. And the process couldn't be simpler. First, you can create and shoot off professional-looking invoices in just a few clicks. Second, and this is a total game changer, you can set up recurring invoices for your regular clients and automate polite payment reminders. No more awkward, "Hey, you owe me money" phone calls. And finally, you make it incredibly easy for your customers to pay you on the spot by letting them pay online directly from the invoice itself. All right, next up is a big one, especially if you've got a team: payroll. This can easily be one of the most complicated and stressful parts of running a business, right? It's all tangled up in tax rules and regulations. Well, this feature is designed to cut right through all that complexity. What MYOB does is essentially automate that entire payroll process for you. It calculates everyone's wages, it withholds the right amount of tax, it handles the super contributions, it can even link up with timesheets and keep track of everyone's leave balances, and this part is absolutely crucial in Australia. It makes sure you're compliant with Single Touch Payroll, or STP, which is the law for reporting to the tax office. It just takes all the guesswork out of paying your team correctly. Okay, but what if you're not a service business? What if you sell actual physical products? Whether you're running a retail shop or an e-commerce store, managing your inventory is everything. It can literally be the difference between making a profit and losing money. This next feature is for you. This is where having live data is just so powerful. You can see your stock levels in real time, so you know exactly what you have and when you need to reorder. The system logs every single purchase and sales, so you have a perfect record. But maybe the best part is that it lets you drill down and analyze the cost and profit on every single item you sell. That helps you make way smarter decisions about your business. So we've looked at some of the individual tools in the kit: invoicing, payroll, inventory. But let's zoom out for a second. What happens when you put all of these things together? What's the big picture day-to-day benefit for your business? First and foremost, and this is massive, you get your time back. Every single task that gets automated, whether it's sending a reminder or calculating payroll, is time that you can now reinvest into growing the business, talking to customers, or, maybe just having a life. The second huge payoff is confidence, plain and simple. When the software is doing the heavy lifting and the complex math, the risk of a simple human error causing a massive headache just evaporates. Your financial records become way more reliable, which is critical for making good decisions and having a much, much less stressful tax season. And all of that leads to a huge strategic advantage. Because you have up-to-the-minute reports and dashboards, you're no longer guessing about the health of your business. You get to move from just reacting to problems to proactively making smart decisions based on real, solid data. You can spot trends the moment they start. And the wins just keep stacking up. The whole system is designed to make tax compliance, like GST and BAS reporting in Australia, so much easier. You'll dramatically cut down on the mountains of physical paperwork. And with the modern cloud versions, you can securely log in and see how your business is doing from anywhere in the world, right from your laptop or phone. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, that all sounds pretty good, but my business is unique. Is this really going to work for me? And that is a totally fair question. The thing is, MYOB gets that. They know that a brand new startup has totally different needs than a more established company. And that's exactly why they offer different versions of their software. This table breaks it down pretty clearly. For most small businesses, freelancers, or startups, MYOB Business is the go-to. It's fully cloud-based and has everything you need to get started. Now, if your business is a bit more complex, maybe you have advanced inventory needs or multiple locations, then AccountRight is a more powerful option that combines desktop software with the cloud. And for really big organizations, there's MYOB Advanced, which is a full-blown system for managing the entire company. The main takeaway here is that this is a system that can grow with you. It's scalable. You can start with the basics, and as your business gets bigger and more complex, you can move up to a more powerful version without having to ditch everything and start from scratch. Which really just brings us to the final question. After seeing the chaos of the old way and the clarity of the new way, it's worth asking yourself, is it time to stop drowning in spreadsheets and start minding your own business just a whole lot better?